let's see what we can do with Cresselia today. We will always open them up. We are going to do a bit more of a list theory this time, because we got too many people trying to join and it was hard to keep up. So I'm kind of going to do 3 and then the next 3 and just rotate through if everybody is okay with that. Hopefully it goes pretty smooth. It went smooth yesterday when we tried this method, I think. So let's stick with it and see how things go. How is everybody today? And while we wait, we'll just say, I might have to ban Kika's feet though. That's the only thing we have to discuss. This is the wrong Toes channel. Toes belong in the DMG chat, not here. So yeah. But it's great to see everyone in before I even start really today. That's probably the most we've seen in before we press like hello. I like how Foot Fetish is on auto mod. Okay, we'll let that one come through. For some reason, that comes up as an auto mod. So, Kika, you can try that later. Foot Fetish, and see if you get banned again. I don't know. I haven't really set my auto mod up properly, but I think that was quite funny that that was the thing that got flagged of all of the things that have come through. We've got chat box tonight, haven't we? So we can go and put lots of frogs up there for that. I will be around for it. I don't know how active I'll be around it. Like, it's later, so it's like, I think he said like 5:30, so that'll be like 6:30. So I should be finished by then. It also depends on the game. I would like to think there'll be some Discord only ones, because last time we kept getting randoms joining. It got a bit frustrating not being able to join, but it happens like that with those sort of games. I would like to see which ones he's purchased as well. I know a friend of the channel, Lady Sarah Bell, did some that were very interesting on her stream before Dan's, and they would be quite fun to try. I can't remember what pack it was, but it was something about picking out which one was the truth or which one was a lie. So they were quite fun. It's one of those games that works quite well for a limited time. I think if we did it every week, we would get very sick of it. But for fun, like between us, the regulars, it's quite fun, I will say. It's when the randoms join it gets a bit harder to enjoy, because they're all jumping in quicker than us. But we'll see. Like, as I said, I'll be around for it. I don't think I will stream for 5 or 6 hours, to say the least. I'm not that good at streaming. I'm still getting used to doing the 3 hours, let alone the 6 hours. I just need to see when ads appear on mine. Nope. Where is it? I don't like using my phone when I'm streaming. I really hate it. I actually put my phone down and full concentration. Because yeah, we're here to enjoy the games. We just have this very quick little ad break, and then we will start our Cresselia run. Again, open for everyone to join. I'll just get it prepared, but I won't say yes. Because if we say yes, then, well, not everyone can join it, and they won't miss it. So I think that is all of the ads done. So who would like in on a Cresselia run? I will put the code up. It is there for anyone to join in. We are still in the hunt for this thing. It was funny because I did a couple more after stream, and I tended to do better on my own than when we were with a team. And the computer was still picking the wrong stuff, but it's almost like the computer goes a bit easier on you when you're playing with computers, I found. Didn't get a single shiny on it at all, which was a very disappointing run. So, hello Shirio, welcome in. How are you doing today? Are you ready for Jackbox later as well? We are back with this. I did finish my bingo, which was very good. I got some good hunts late on. I think we finished with a Luxray, Turtwig, 2 Krogonks, and what was the last little thing that was annoying? What was it? I can't actually remember. I went searching for them, but I finished everything off. That was the important thing, so that was the goal. Good, good. I am good, thank you. As we say, we're going to go for this again. I think we're only going to have 3 on the first run, which is fine, because I don't have to think about rotating people in and out. So that is good. I will just pause till nearer the end for when Connor returns. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to keep going for Cresselia. Another member of the community did get a Mesprit, and that was Mew. So that's Mesprit, Uxie, and Heatran done off the legendaries. So we'll see whether we can get lucky with this Cresselia. I come back out and start again. Then we can do a 4-player one. We're going to back out, we're going to start it up so Boy from Belgium can join and we can do a 4-player start one. But I also did decide that I'm going to try my own little community shiny hunting contest for May. The idea is we're going to try and catch every single bug type Pokemon. If this goes well, we will look to do another type next month or June. But we also have to remember the Switch 2 comes out in June. With that, some of my hunts will be DAs for the bug duo that are needed. The rest will just be for bug type Pokemon, so it won't only be DAs, but we'll see. We can get a lot of bugs in DAs, so that will be good. If I've made the group in Discord, so if people do want to join, it is there. I know most people in here are already in the Discord, so there's not too much to worry about, but I just want to pin it for the stream at the top. That's all. So yeah, it will be the same sort of rules that we see other communities using, but I just want to do something with the community that I found. A lot of the people are not in the other community, so if people do enjoy it, we can run. I can do mine and they can do theirs, and I hope they don't clash. But the idea is to help people complete their living decks as if they want to. There's a lot of bug type Pokemon I need. I picked bug for the pure reason that there's the least legendaries. There's only the 2 Ultra Beasts, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So yeah, so Connor, I did back out, so if you did want to rejoin, it will be seated up. And we can go for our 4-player start and see if we can stop Boy from Belgium getting legendary shinies. Because it is, but it's a mythical technically, and mythicals are not catchable anywhere. So if it's something that you can't catch, I'm not worrying about completing it. It's not fair. Like, I think to complete it you would have to either pay or get lucky, so we're not going to worry about that. At the end of the day, it's all about just having some fun, trying to get some of the, where we do a type, we're going to be hunting for things not everybody likes, but if you want to feel like you've helped complete it, we can get a few things that we wouldn't expect. So I'm hoping everyone can come and enjoy it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We won't do one in June. We might need to just build our little community a little bit more. It is growing slowly. We are having a few people join here and there. I'm probably going to have to back out one more time. Yeah, we'll back out one more time and we'll set it up again. And then hopefully we can get the whole team together. I'm going to say that was the one. The first one, when we waited for Boy from Belgium, was the shiny Cresselia for me. So like the mythicals are basically anything that you can't actually catch in a game. So it is back up and ready to join. So that'll be sort of like your Celebes, your Mews, and stuff like that. Unless you've got special events that you can do. I'm not going to force anyone to do special events to get stuff. It's not worth it. It takes the fun out of it, really. The idea is just to have a bit of fun shiny hunting. So we could do random encounters in Let's Go. We could try Let's Go. I think if you get another shiny, they might throw you out of all of the groups. If we're honest. Was it Nihiligo and Thunderous today? So we know we want a Dark, Bug and Ghost. Well, we can start with a Dugtrio. I guess Vesper Coin's pretty nice. What have we got? I guess Sandslash could be helpful against a Bug or a Dark type. With Brick Break and Rock Slide. And you could take what you want, Boy from Belgium, because you're going to replace it. It's as simple as that, really. Not much we have to pick from there. If we're honest. What have we got? We don't want to take... Okay, we might have to take the Fairy on. I hate fighting Wigglytuff so much. Yeah, I see it as we go this to the left, we get a Bug, even though I don't have a Bug move, and we get a Sneasel. Bit weak. Is there any better options over here? Would Tauros be a better option? We'll go Fairy first. Do you think Tauros will be better than Centre Scorch for the final? Because, well, it does have a dark move. Centre Scorch will just be not weak. Well, we can work that one out. So what do we want here out of our team? We should be okay with Wigglytuff, really, shouldn't we? I think I've got a Steel move because I am the Steel Dugtrio. No, 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 no. Oops, I forgot. So you only did 3 runs. That's a ridiculous luck. How do you get so lucky? You were moaning at me for getting 3 in 5 days and you get 2 in 3 runs. But I was actually looking at some of my stats for this month, and bearing in mind this is a brand new save. I got Moltres in 3, Heatran in 4 and Guzzlord in 3. Because as I said, the only one I had done before today was, or this month, was the Suicune tutorial. And that was why it's ridiculous that we've got so many. You got a Latias as well. Now Latias was on my sword save. This save hadn't even done DAs until the beginning of this month. Didn't even have the DLC to the beginning of this month. I got the yeah, as I said, Latias was on the shield save. Not on this shield, on the sword save, not the shield save. That was on the proper voices profile. This one was, as I said, I got the DLC late March because I thought, well, I've got to use the gold coins up anyway, so it's a little bit of money off it. I just got it on the other game. Filled up a shiny dex and not filled up the living dex to get the shiny charm ready to start this challenge, so I had literally nothing. I did the one to get the Suicune, which I did not catch or did not keep, and then I did the Isle of Armor to get the Watts so I could get all the balls, and that's all I've done, literally. Yeah, that's pretty much about what I had. I didn't have too much because I don't really like doing digital. I'm not a digital fan. The only time I do digital is what I call very cheap games and DLCs and stuff. Fair enough, they're good to have. I imagine you might want to take this boy from Belgium. I would probably, yeah. Because I think we go Tauros over Centre Scorch, if I'm honest. Because we get items. Centre Scorch has no bug move, so that's why I don't really want to go for it. And we've got Sand Slash and Vesper Queen that have fighting moves, so if they can go straight into Max Knuckle, we should be able to power ourselves up pretty nicely. Sand Slash could even go for you know what, I'm actually going to take this. I don't ask why, you know. It's mainly for the next couple of battles. I didn't really have a great choice. I didn't really want... Because I know this is going to hit very hard if it does hit me. Yeah, that's why Assurance is... That's why I went Taurus, yeah, because it's got a dark move. But we've got two fighting moves. And you can do Sweet Kiss, I believe, is the confusion one. And if it confuses it and it uses Anger Point, it might knock itself out. So there's that. And I can Screech it myself, which will be good as well. You can do, yeah, and use your fighting move. It's not going to make too much difference which one does that. You don't get the bonus for your typing, but... So I would get Boy from Belgium to take this, and then Connor take the Sneasel. That would be my decision for the final team, because then we have 3 fighting moves for Sneasel. That's my thinking, or 2 fighting moves, and we do have a Tauros, which is a tank. And you could probably, if we can beat this quicker, you might get the max Dynamax in the final. Might be wrong with that though. But we'll see. As we said, so we I mentioned that if we do end up with more people, I will have to do rotation. So I'm going to basically write a list, and when someone else comes in, the top of the list jumps to the bottom, and so forth. So everybody should get a fairer number of goes. Instead of trying to put together teams, like that was going to hurt my head trying to figure that one out. So everybody gets a good fair share. If we get lucky and we have the full 6 or 7, we can run back to back. It's not really too much of a problem. Let's see how weak we did make this. Probably shouldn't have used Sucker Punch. Okay, well, I'm just hoping I can chip along and help weaken it a bit more. Uh-oh, that's going to hurt. Never mind. So we've also got that close combat on the Sneasel, which is going to be nice. Yes, we did lose a life, but outside of the Sneasel, nobody's really that weak to the Cresselia, which is going to be quite nice too. I will probably just do a steel move because I think we'll beat Sneasel in one go. But as we said, if Boy from Belgium takes this, yeah, Boy from Belgium's taking this, and Connor will take the Sneasel, and Connor can Dynamax against the Sneasel just for overkill on the Max Knuckle. Then we should, I think we'll beat it in one go, if I'm honest. You'll be keeping your Vesper Queen till the very end. It's going to be nice to have a very resistant one. And I'm looking more at the fact that you've got a bug move. That's pretty much it. The others don't have anything strong yet. That's pretty much the only reason. And we know Sneasel has some good moves. I'm going to probably just Screech in the final, even though I do have Sucker Punch. I might try and do 2 rounds of Screech and then Sucker Punch. Yeah, it'll do. That's a physical attack, I believe, right? I might be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure it is. But as we say, hopefully, I would get Connor. If you just Dynamax here, it doesn't matter if we finish it in 1. It just means that Boy from Belgium can Dynamax in the final and go straight for the Max Darkness, rather than me, because I want to be able to Screech and then do damage. So we should sweep this one. This should be one of our easiest runs I think we've ever done. And this is like the perfect sort of run that sort of shows you that you don't just need all the Pokemon that are strong against what we're facing. Like Dugtrio's not got any typing advantage over Cresselia. Neither has Tauros, but they're going to be more than helpful in the final. And when we're in the final, I would just start spamming Snarl as well. I know it's a special move, I believe, but we can just weaken its special attack as well. And go from there. I know you do have Assurance, but there's no point using it early on. We might as well make it hit us a little bit weaker first 2 goes. Because we do have a couple of frail ones, like it'll be Sneasel when we are pretty frail. So yeah. I don't know if you saw my little idea for the community shiny hunting boy from Belgium. Did you feel like it might be something you would want to have a go at? I would say for you in this final boy from Belgium, just go for your Max Darkness. Like, get some damage in, if we're honest. Nice. Welcome back, Kika, and thank you for the lurk. Yeah, I'll just start doing Max Darkness. I know it might not be the right drop, but we might as well get big damage on it early while I Screech preparing your Tauros. Sneasel can spam Snarl, and Vespa Queen can just spam the attack order and we'll whittle it down. I believe we should weaken its attack and defense with that, which will be helpful for everyone really. And then we can see you get your 3rd shiny legendary in 24 hours. As for future streams, I may end up doing an evening stream tomorrow, because I'm definitely not around Saturday. I am going to watch some football, so I'll be out for most of the day. So there'll be no stream Saturday. I did see. It was still yesterday for me, damn it. I remember I saw it, it said 11:23:58 or something silly. Oh, it's our local team, we just go and watch. Not proper team, they are a proper team, but they're like well down the pyramid, but we just go and watch them because it's cheap to get in. Cheap drinks. Have a couple of drinks. So we've watched a couple of games of theirs this year, so it's local. It's just basically a chance to go and see the guys, have a drink, see how everyone is, and watch a little bit of football really. We all kind of enjoy it. Haven't seen them for a few weeks now, so yeah, that's what it is. I tend to do it every other one, but it's the problem is it's not the problem. The thing is, it's the last game of the season for them, so that's why we're going. it is still technically classed as a proper football team. I don't know why I went Screech again. I don't think I needed to. Or maybe, I don't know. But yeah, we've watched like 4 or 5 games this season. It's not like we go a lot, but and enough. One of our friends is doing some DJing, so we're going to go and watch that show afterwards for a birthday. So we're going to be out for most of the day. Add in the fact that it is WrestleMania weekend, so I'll be very asleep. Fair enough. But my closest team is in the Premiership, but you'll never be able to get a ticket to go and see them. So I don't go. I haven't seen them play since they were in the... I've never watched them live in the Premiership. I've watched them live in League 2. And that's the only thing I've watched. And maybe a couple of friendlies I've watched when they have been in the Premiership, but never a competitive game because the tickets are too crazy price. But GG and good luck on the shinies. The team I actually support are playing tonight, and if they lose we can finally get rid of the silly Australian chappie. But he's keeping his job because he said he wins trophies. So let's see, do we have a shiny? No, 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 and no. Sadly not for me. We can run this back. At last, no shiny for you. It's more knowledgeable to actually see you say no shiny at the moment than actually I got one. Okay, so we'll run this back. We've still got... Nobody else has come in yet, so we can run with the same team. As for that bug catching contest thing I'm going to do, it's not going to be like a competition to see who gets the most. It's literally just to see whether we can all do it between us. If somebody gets 1, that's lovely. If somebody gets 15, that's also lovely. It's just trying to bring as many people as we can together. Nice. So you've set up... so have you got another account set up for your Mesprit? Or just the second account, is that? Well, I guess somebody has to support Liverpool. Yeah. For the Dex 365, somebody's actually got Mesprit now. So that's one that I don't really want to be doing on stream at the moment. Like, and again, with that shiny hunting type competition type thing, or challenge, shall we call it, the idea will be that we support, we change the type each month. So it's a bit like what I was doing with the shiny hunting every dark type, but spinning it so everyone can join in. See if we can complete it. It's right, with all of my friends, we all support different teams. So I actually have a Liverpool, Everton, West Ham, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Tottenham, and Manchester United, I believe. Did I say West Ham? Are all in like the group of friends that they support different teams. Connor, were you joining again or not? If you're having problems, we can back out and do it again. It's not a problem. But as I say, we sort of have like a nice little group where everyone supports a different team. And we get some banter. Okay, we'll get to 20. If it's not there by 20, we'll back out and start again. I don't know. We've had problems before, so it's not a problem. Okay, so we'll back out. We'll do it again. Let's try this one more time and see what happens. I don't know why I keep saving all my Ultra Beasts though, because at the moment I'm not going to do them. For a little while anyway, if we're doing them by generation order. Everton are getting a new stadium, yes. But yeah, it was a very wild draw, shall we say. I've been very outspoken with how I get frustrated with not all fans, but I think football fans are causing more problems than it's worth at the moment. A lot of Arsenal fans think the referees are corrupt. Then all the Liverpool fans think they're corrupt. And people are only remembering things that aren't going in their favour. So I get a bit tired of that as a football fan, as a neutral. I also agree with Gary Neville and say it's very boring at the moment. Everybody's playing the same tippy-tappy boring football. So I'm getting quite bored watching football at the moment. Blossom isn't terrible because at least it can support with Helping Hand. Well, we don't really have a nice team here, do we? Wow, we got really screwed over on this run. You can take whatever you want, boy from Belgium. We'll be replacing at least 2 of you. Okay, we do have a bug at least. I'm looking at right, then left here. Yeah, so if we take the Crustle, then we can take the Barrascuda even, and then whatever the ghost is. That'll do, I think. That's what I was thinking, yeah. And that's what I mean by it's very boring. There is no tempo in the game. There's also no... the other thing as a fan that I get annoyed with is the audience as such get upset when a referee makes a mistake and says they should be sacked. But when your player makes a mistake, it's like, oh wow, they're having a bad day. There's a lot of pressure on them. And it just annoys me. I would say Quagsar should take this. No, it doesn't really matter. I think whoever's weaker out of Quagsar or Wishcash should take this. But we keep the Blossom for the next battle. Because of the grass moves, pretty much. That's my thinking. Yeah, there's a lot of things that would make it better. I miss the flair players that we once had. Yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of fans are angry because the decision didn't go in their favour when it's an opinionated decision, and you can have a 50-50 split. And that's the thing, and then they think the refs are corrupt because the 50-50 didn't go in their favour. That's the main part of it that I get tired of hearing. I guess maybe Quagsar take this first then, because it has the least moves, pretty much. You've got what, Scold and Focus Punch, and maybe Toxic. Yeah, pretty much. Like, everyone gets angry when their teams lose. I just laugh nowadays. If I don't laugh, I'll probably have to cry. we are back in Adland. But never mind, we can keep going. Yes, boy from Belgium, take this. Yeah, because your Quagsire. Wishcash has a few more moves. See if we can see what the ghost is before we select the water. I didn't see what it was. So I'm hoping the ghost will be a little bit nicer. So that should be all of the ads for the hour. Oh, now you've got the ads. No, we are going ghost. No, we're going for Barraskewda. So we want the left of these three. What is that ghost? It is a teacup. Okay. So we ideally would want Connor to swap out here. Because I believe Poltergeist has a grass move. So we don't want Wishcash to take a grass move. It's up to you whether you Dynamax really. It's not going to make too much difference at the end of the day. Actually, if you don't want to, we can leave it for the grass type to do it. It's completely up to you, really. We're just going to have to deal some damage and hope for the best here. Like, so I said, Wishcash take this, and we can make the decision whether we want to actually keep the Blossom or go for the Ghost. Because I think the Blossom could be helpful with Helping Hand, if I'm honest. I'm not against keeping it, shall we say. But then the Ghost does hit hard, but it is very fragile. So we'll see. It would be Dragon's decision on which one he thinks is best at the end. Because I had something weird when I was watching someone stream it yesterday. I've never had ad blockers work on Twitch. I don't want them to work, to be honest, but I have them for all of like the websites where you get all the pop-up crap that just annoys you. But for some reason I was in a stream and it kept telling me to switch the ad blocker off, and don't know why it's suddenly working that way. I know it has a ghost move, but I can't remember which ghost move. If I'm honest. It's been a while since we've seen it. I don't know whether you noticed this as well, boy from Belgium, that you tend to see a lot of Pokemon a lot more than others in these runs. Like for example, when we were looking for Claydol, I think I saw it once in the whole time on the runs that we were doing, other than like the starting pick. But you never know, really. I think we should be able to deal with this pretty easy. And there's a W on the Barraskewda. Oh, everybody wants the special shield on. Oh no, he's buying one at a time. So how is your living dex coming along now, boy from Belgium, or have you not done the proper update for it yet? I know you were trying to do the shiny living dex, and if you're anything like me, I've got extremely lazy about moving everything around. I've got so many I could move out of Scarlet and Violet that I haven't done yet from the Dark Challenge, pretty much. Yeah, so if Wishcash can take this, at least it's only one weakness against the Ghost. And okay, then we will probably still have to lose the Wishcash. No, the Wishcash has not got a bug move, has it? So if you take the ghost, then I think Blossom can be helpful in the final, to be honest. The helping hand is going to work for certain things. Like if Boy from Belgium Dynamax is here, I can start with Max Darknesses, and if you're helping hand on that with Blossom, we will get a big hit off, or a bigger hit, and start decreasing it. You've also got like Giga Drain, haven't you? So we can work with the moves you've got. It was like the problem we had with this run was we had a very boring starting selection for what we're facing, so it's always going to be difficult to replace everything perfectly. We've already got a pretty scuffed team, even if we got the Barrascuda. Like, it's very frail, so it's not an essential thing to have. Yeah, Blossom's good bulk. It has Dazzling Gleam. I forgot what the other move is. I can look, but I keep forgetting. I know it's Giga Drain, Helping Hand, Dazzling Gleam. What was the other move you had? Weak Armor does what? Does that increase speed and attack? Or just speed? Okay. Grassy terrain. Okay, we don't really want to use that. But we could. It's not worse. No, we don't want to use that because that heals the Cresselia. We don't want to heal no Cresselia. That'll be horrible. That'll take the long battle even longer. But it's going to get very fast, this little teapot. But at least it gets hit hard. I don't want to waste a lash out pretty much, because I only have 5. So that's a big thing not to lose, because we know it's a crucial move for later. Yeah, so we know we've got Sucker Punch. That's going to be pretty helpful in the final. Maybe not first turn. We need to see what the moves are on this, really, because there's probably a good way to set this up. If it's got like Shell Smash or something, just save one of the PP for us to do a dark move first. But I think that is no deaths into the final again. You can see that how many things I've caught this month, where I'm on the last 80 luxury balls. I did start with 999 this month. So there is that as well. We can look at and say, wow, that is a lot of Pokeballs that we have gone through. I've only caught everything in a luxury ball. Nothing else as well. So what have we got? It's still going to be helpful over the Wish Cash. But it's still not the best thing. At least you can sort of do a bit of recovery with Giga Drains. Like 2 of you have got Giga Drains. So ideally here, Blossom can helping hand the Bouffalante, and we'll start weakening its defense. That'll probably be our best bet here. And Crustle can use the X-Scissor, which I think is physical as well, so that works. This does what? Did special defense. Okay, it's not the best, but it's going to have to do. This will help Blossom out actually, so. And this may even help both of them out with Giga Drain a little bit. Well, it's not going to do a lot. If we weaken its special defense a lot, we can chip away. But to come into this battle without a dark type is quite brave, shall we say. But I think we can take some hits. We could even get a Shell Splashing Crustle online. We'll see. Who's it going for? Blossom, that's fine. You can tank that. No. That's going to help because it will lower the defense. So if either of Poltergeist or Blossom do get hit, they can do Giga Drain for a couple of turns if they need to. But if we just weaken this right down, we'll be fine. We know this is just a bulk battle really, isn't it? Can we beat the bulky duck? And catch the shiny at last. Can I get to 10 by the end of the day? That'll be the question, really, won't it? So let's see. That should give you a little most of your health back, right? If you want to do one more helping hand, we can get another big hit on with the max darkness before going for another Giga Drain. It'll be the last time we use it, so that's it really. Because I've got Lash Out, which will do more if the team takes damage, I believe. Which will be helpful, but if you want a Giga Drain, it's not a problem. Because then once, this is now -3 for special defense after this. So I think after this round it may reset its moves. May do it now even. Yes, it's probably done it now. So it'll still be -1 now for your special attacks if you do want to go for them. That's fine. Icy Wind is almost a pointless move in these. Yeah, so I think this could be a potential deathless run. Now it gets a second go, and Blossom can take that. So yeah, if you two probably go for Giga Drain, you'll do more damage, I think, than the dark moves. No, it doesn't like Blossom. It goes, that's prettier than me, I'm going to take it out. It saw competition and went, nope, you're not in my league. But I think now we can finish it off. Between us all this turn anyway. Who is it going for? The teapot, that's fine because the teapot's just been. At least it got its move off before it went out. That was helpful. So that's another one down. I think we finished this. Who's it going for? Me? Okay, well I'm bulky, so that's good. That's going to do more because you hit me. And that should finish it. GG everyone, and good luck with your shinies. Let's see if we can take back the shiny crown from Boy from Belgium, as he has taken all of our shiny luck today. In actual fact, I haven't had a shiny in DAs alone in a while now. Even playing Legends Arceus last night, I did 2 hours, about 8 map resets, and I didn't get a shiny till the 8th map. And that's with the shiny charm, and about 100 things perfected. So, but let's check out these shinies, and hopefully end this streak. The thing I noticed though is this laptop has very strange colours. Woohoo! We got it! We got a shiny Cresselia. We got the W. Ah dear. Come with me, little Cresselia. Ah dear. It's another W. Thank you, and I'm sorry, you wanted your genie. You could have your genie, I will have my duck. So we might have to find something new. Let's have a look at our little Cresselia. Hello, young Cresselia. So I'm just going to take a picture quickly. I know it's not the most professional way to do this. but it's all I can do. We could do either of those two. It's completely up to the team. Do we want to try Dialga or Azelf? Azelf will be easy, won't it, really? But then Dialga's nice because we've got the 4 people. So we could run Dialga if you just give me a couple of minutes. I just need to quickly share a photo and I'll be back. Sorry, it's part of our little shiny hunting competition. I've got to catch legendaries. So just snag my photos and we'll leave the Prime logo in there. Doesn't matter. As Elf is easier, but the difference is if there's 4 of us, we should be able to deal with Dialga. That's the key thing that we can look at. That's my thinking. So I would go with Dialga if I can pick, and then if Dialga's really rubbish, we have a horrible run, we can go back to Azelf. But as we said, Azelf's something between us all. Anyone can run on their own, but Dialga's nearly impossible on your own, really. You have Lugia. I don't want to see Lugia. So if, Connor, if you set up... I did get the pick, don't worry. But if we do... Connor, if you set up Dialga, we can do Dialga. And then maybe we'll do Azelf after. And then Mesprit. That seems fair. We'll do all 3. But we'll do Dialga first. But let us know when you're ready and then we can put the code through. We can use the same one if you want, it's not a problem. Just as long as you're the host, that's all we can do. So I had to get the picture just to show off, to say that I've stolen Belgium's luck, basically. And it has been like 3 days since I've had a shiny. It is up, so let's jump in then. We can show Corey the duck as well, because we know he likes the duck. Yeah, it's the same code. Where is the shiny share? I get confused. I put too many things in my own Discord. Okay, so we are ready. We know we want fighting and ground mostly, correct? And what was the moves that it had again? Do I want to go for this? Yes, why not? Oh, Excelgor. It's Belgium's favourite Pokemon. But it isn't strong against the ancient powder. So we could do a lot of acid spray, but we're more physical, aren't we, at the moment? It's one of your favourites for Dynamax adventures. Let's just write that down. Dialga. Number 3. So, Politoed to the right, I would go straight in. That Politoed? I think it is. I would go straight for Politoed. But it isn't. And there's another ground one over there. I think we could go right here. Yep, that's the dream, and that means either acid spray is useless, isn't it, in this one? So if we get rid of Excel Gore here or Polytoad, we can keep Cling Clang, or whichever one it is, with Metal Sound, can't we, and help Polytoad hit harder. Is Mud Slap physical or special? Bounce, I guess. And if we plan it out nicely, and it might be something that I take the leg on, because I've only got 5 PP, and also it's got pressure, hasn't it, Dialga, so that's going to be a problem. The only thing that's like a dream at the moment is the Hitmonlee, really. But Kling Klang's Earth, Metal Sound and Polytoad's Earth Power will be fantastic. Yeah, so Dragon, if you take Polytoad for us. What did that just use to knock that much? No, because it's got Drizzle up as well, hasn't it? Yes, I'm so used to just needing acid spray for stuff like Zygarde. I keep forgetting it's useless against Dialga. That's my memory for you. There's not many steel types and we've beaten most of them. But it is nice that we got a shiny. Already, we ended Boy from Belgium's reign of terror over all of us. Okay, so that was going to be my plan, yeah, to swap into that one. I've got to now change the layout, haven't I? Of course I forgot that I've got to do extra work on the side. Who would be a streamer, right? Who would be a streamer? Where are you, Cresselia? It does like using Max Geyser, I don't like that. Good job it only went for you. Where is Duck? Duck, here you are, Duck. Save. If I'm swapping, I might as well just punch it then, I guess. Doesn't matter. It actually had 10 PP, I forgot it's the other move that only had 5. Ironically, you'll be like, why is everyone else getting the shinies and not me? I will probably watch it at some point, but not on stream. That's the only thing I won't do for them. I don't have the equipment to do the streaming part of it. Of course that goes crooked now. Now it's a double number. There. No, there. What do you think they're going to actually say in this direct, just out of interest? What are you expecting? Any big surprises? Or... do you reckon there's going to be more secrets to what is in the open world? Which is kind of the thing I think a lot of people were looking at. Recent. Nope. Nope. Settings. Add a picture. Upload a picture. Because it feels like there's potential for so much to come out, but they could also be doing a bit of clean-up work because of what has been happening with the price arguments and endlessness. Okay. I'm not going to like how this ends up looking, am I? Let's press save. See what it looks like. Yeah, there's so much they could show us, isn't there, really? Accuracy. You said super effective move, so I'm going to have to just do that. That 10's going to annoy me so much. Why can't you do what I tell you to? Size, we're going to make you slightly smaller then. You know, you want to be a pain? Okay, no, quite let me go smaller. Oh. Undo. Okay. What have I just undone? I don't know. Shall we Dynamax here? Is it going to be worth it? We might as well just do, what's that do? Increases our speed. Why not? We'll slow it down rather than slow us up. We're meant to be just on this one here. Why won't you go where we tell you to? No, we'll abandon that one. Wonder what have I done? Doing too much at once is really making this difficult. Yeah, Cressalia's doing that. We'll just save it as it is. No. I'm going to go back one more. Okay, that done. Ah dear. So this is the bit that you'll learn is very annoying when you're doing overlays and stuff. Because when you want to do a slight bit of editing in the middle, it gets complicated. Now why have they stopped showing up? I know, there's the Araquanid. Now where's the Cresselia? Oh, the legend's broken now. Nope, there they are. Moltres. So there's plenty of information. However, if I wasn't really around too much during the Mario Kart era, like I bought Mario Kart well after it had been released. Oh no, Cresselia's too big. This one. Let's make this a tiny bit smaller. And there, we'll save that. We'll leave it like that. We won't touch it again until we get the next shiny. I think they'll make or break the audience with this direct, because they may sort of announce that the so-called $80 price tag will include everything, when $80 in English money is £60, so that's kind of what I would expect the next gen console games to be. I used to play Mario Kart 64 a lot back in the day, when I first had my N64. That's what I mean. The other side of it is a lot of misinformation. So I was taking this, I will also save this run. So if we want to do Dialga, actually we said we were going to go... what is that? It's Bouffalont. Did that have a ground move? Do we have... I think Bouffalont will be alright. We've only got to beat it really, actually. Unless it's got a ground or fighting move, we might as well just keep what we've got. And we'll keep on with that. There we go. Cresselia fits now. So that's going to be helpful, but what would you swap out for that? Just out of interest. Would we get rid of Hitmonchan? Or Hitmonlee even? Because it just feels like Politoed Metal Sound is going to be very helpful. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, we keep what we've got. That's what I thought. Yeah, so I used to play a lot of Mario Kart 64. Then I did a couple of weeks on the Wii, but I got a bit tired of the Wii quite quickly. And then I bought Mario Kart 8 to play pretty much with a streamer friend I was watching quite a lot. And he was hosting Mario Kart evenings, which was quite fun. But I haven't really touched it in a couple of years now. But I think it will be more... If it has all of the DLC, it's going to be great. If it doesn't, and it's sort of quite a lot for the DLC, they may find themselves struggling. I would be quite happy as a player if it did something where you get more the more you play. So you don't have everything on the first time you install it. As I said to you before, I know it will never happen, but I wish that Mario Kart would come out and you had only Mario Kart. You only had Mario, Luigi, Peach and Bowser, and that was it from the first race. And you win a race and it would unlock like Yoshi or something, and then Toad and stuff. And the more you played, like, well, it might just be completing a race, and you would get another character. And how many races you complete is how many characters you unlock, rather than having everything from the first moment. But then I can also accept that there could be a way to have them all from day one. But I think that would make give it a lot more life. By making a big point of you driving in an open world, I think would be quite good that you have to go and meet the characters as well to maybe unlock them. Maybe you get points from the races that you then buy the characters, but you cannot have any in real life money to buy them. I think that could be fun as well. So there's quite a lot of little things that I would like to see. Whose Dynamax is it going to be when we get to the final? Of interest. I've lost track. Let's just see whose Dynamax. It's yours, and you are player 2. Part of me thinks you should. No, we'll be fine. Yeah, there's definitely a console seller. That's 100%. And you think about it, the other side of it, that if you were to buy the console with the Mario Kart bundle, in the UK, that is only £30 more. So you're getting Mario Kart World for £30, not these other prices that people are talking about. So that is massive to think. So I should Dynamax here. I think it's my turn. And just spam Max Quake, right? And the other thing with Mario Kart is you're not going to get another Mario Kart on the Switch. It's as simple as that. Unless they do like the GameCube version of it. That's the only other Mario Kart. Yes, there's not much point taking Superpower because it's so weak. Like, it weakens you. So So what we're going to be doing is Metal Sound, Max Quake, Earth Power, and Hitmonlee, or just be weakening it slowly, whittling it down pretty much. No worries, Connor. Thank you for joining in. Hopefully we can leave you with a shiny. As I said, I might save the Dialga, but I may also save the Azelf. I'm not sure, because I want one I can do offline as well, and Azelf is a lot easier to do offline. I might just save Dialga for streaming side of things. So we'll do Azelf next. Well, as I said, we hope we end this with you getting a shiny. When it comes to the other games, the person I was discussing this with said that the prices were too expensive, but then they buy. There are people who will buy the seasonal games like your FIFA, like your Call of Duty, like your WWE games, and they end up costing nearly over £100 once you unlock everything, and you buy it every year. So I don't see why the 60 for a Nintendo game is terrible. And then also add in the factor that you have the rumour that there's like some of the games are going to be downloaded onto your Switch too. And it's only some games. I was watching the video, some of them, and then the chip card is literally a game reader, like an old CD when you played The Sims. The game was on your PC, but you needed the disc The Sims 3, for example, to play The Sims 3. And that's the thing, is that Nintendo did an awful job at explaining what they were giving us with the Switch 2. It's not that the Switch 2 is bad, it's just that they were terrible at explaining it. But no, Mario won't ever go down. And the thing is, they're always going to bundle it. As soon as I know you're waiting for a limited edition one, and that's fair enough. That's your choice. But if they didn't do the one you thought they were doing, next year, if you wanted to buy the Switch 2, you could buy the Mario bundle for the same price. Well, I don't say the present was bad. I think it was great because it showed off all the games. I have no problems with that. What I mean, it did a bad job of explaining certain things people will get it, who have basically got all worked up about. That's what I mean. Now, present was nice because it showed you everything. Yeah, because the game key card thing, people are saying all sorts of things, and one of the members of Nintendo had to come out and explain it afterwards. The upgrade price needed to be explained better. Just like, you will pay for an upgrade. What games? Yeah, so that wasn't explained very well. Some of it came out, like the Zelda stuff being free if you've got online, nice. But when it was the Scarlet and Violet update, until it finished, we found out it was free. It wasn't in the present. And a lot of people aren't going to go and do the reading material afterwards. So that's what I mean by it. They did an awful job at presenting what people wanted to know more of. Like, they could have almost had two. They should have had a tech present and a game present. But as well, GG, and good luck to you all. And thank you, Connor, for joining in today and giving us a chance at a second shiny legendary in Dialga. Can we get this to work in our favour? Or is it going to be another night? Yeah, I get that, like, with the DS to the 3DS, yeah. That's kind of what it was. That bit they did explain. But what I mean is, some of them you had to pay for an upgrade, like the Mario Jamboree, they showed us everything. That was great. It was fantastic. It explained why it costs more. The Metroid, again, same thing. But when they sort of showed games and they didn't say how it was going to work, and they also didn't explain how it works to stop, say for example, you want to get Metroid Prime, whatever it's called, I don't know. I'm not good with Metroid. And you buy the Switch version and you want to play it on the Switch 2. Why would you buy the Switch 2 one if the upgrade is £5 and the game is £15 more. That's what I mean. Flygon, Wolfalont, no back-to-back shinies for me. Yeah, I'm not gonna save this. Actually, yeah, I will save it. Yeah, that's what I mean. It is smart that they didn't, but it's also frustrating that they didn't, because as I said, people would buy the Switch one if it's cheaper just to download and upgrade. But we don't know the upgrade price. If the upgrade price is £10 and the Switch 2 game is £10, you'll just buy the Switch, or £10 more. You'll just buy the Switch 2 copy. You don't need to think like that. And that's what we also... that I will let them off the ZA stuff, because that is Pokemon's decision. What they're going to announce is the difference. Like, to me, both trailers told me a completely different game. The Nintendo one told me it's all about battling, and the Pokemon one told me it's all about this city being under construction. So it's very interesting to see that. But what I meant more is, I do think the accessories are ridiculously priced. I will definitely say that. Like, you shouldn't have to pay... If it's just improved visuals, then it shouldn't cost more. Then there has to be something in ZA on the Switch 2 that is more than just improved visuals, because otherwise people are only going to buy the Switch copy of it. There has to be something different. Like, if it was just improved visuals, why would anybody buy the Switch 2 version of the game? That's what I mean by it. Like, why would you pay an extra £15 or equivalent currency for that game when you could just buy the Switch one and download the free visual upgrade? There has to be something in there that they haven't shown us yet. Part of me is actually a bit fearful that it might be Let's Go mechanics when you're catching, where when you're running around you can actually hold the two Joy-Cons, and one is each hand, which would be very interesting, but you could do that on both consoles. So that's an interesting one. I will probably just get the Switch 2 unless there is some form of fancy trading stuff. I don't know enough. Again, it also depends on the price, and again, what the upgrade is. If the upgrade is something huge, like what Metroid is compared to the other one, and what Zelda did, for example, is, for someone who's never played a Zelda game, that upgrade is massive for me. Like, I've never played it, but if I played that with the Breath of the Wild, with all of the other stuff, I'd just love it. Yeah. But I think we'll learn more what the differences are by release date of the Switch 2. There's got to be something different, but they can't make it too broken that you need the Switch 2 to have it as well. You never know, they might just put in some fancy DLC that on the Switch 2 you get it with the Switch 2 version, and that would push people to decide which one they want, because it could be a bit like when you buy Scarlet and Violet with the DLC, and it was on the Switch 2, and the Switch 2 was the only one that came packaged with the DLC, maybe. Again, we're all theorising, which is where it gets into misinformation. People hear something and say it's true. But anyway, Dragon, do you want to set up an Azelf run for us? I'm a bit more reluctant to do Mesprit at the moment because somebody has claimed Mesprit already. If we get 4, we can run Dialga. If, ironically, comes in today or before their holiday, we can do some Giratina. I just put the code on this bit ready for when you are. Um, but that'll be that. Because at the end of the day, ZA is going to be. I'm still not convinced that I'm overly excited for ZA, if I'm honest. Um, I'm very skeptical about the size of the wild areas. I wasn't sure if it meant he was leaving tomorrow, but I don't know. I haven't seen him, so it's no rush. We can't do Giratina. Ready to go. Okay. It's just Dialga can be quite difficult with just 3, and I don't like doing the overly difficult runs. I will probably save the last Azelf we do if nobody else joins over the Dialga. So if I want to do some more on my own offline, we can. And we're pretty much going back to Cresselio's weaknesses, aren't we here? So, Bug Ghost Dark. Fake Tears on Rabombi will be nice. Not gonna lie. I know he has it saved, but he's left for the day, so if we did get the 4th, I could go and set it up, couldn't I? And I had a spare space after the Cresselia, so I can keep Dialga for the rest of the stream, and if there is a 4th person, we can run Dialga. If it's just the 3 of us, we can just keep herself. But I can't get Dialga back if I delete it, because I want to keep my 2 Ultra Beasts on there. Do we want to go right because there's 2 bugs? I know it's Center Scorch. Actually, there's 3 bugs. What's easier to beat here? Shall we just go Mime, Ghost, Bug? I think Mime. Then we keep what we've got. Then we can go for the Ghost, and then we got the Bug at the top corner. Or in the middle, I think it is. Because we said before, the Center Scorch doesn't have a bug move, so it's not that helpful. So that's my plan, I think. If you think it's a bad idea, let me know. What is going on? I keep seeing things popping up. Nope, this one. Okay, nothing there. I think boy from Belgium's run away. Okay, we can close that. I don't like having it open when I'm streaming, but I wanted to check a message. But I will try to stream Mario Kart World Tour when the Switch 2 comes out. See how that goes. I may do some Mario Kart in May to see. Does have interest, Dragon? Do you have Mario Kart 8? And Boy from Belgium, I believe, has all of the Mario Karts. So, and I've seen him do some online. So I might try and do like a Mario Kart like open evening or open day, so everyone can join in. Again, I am not someone who am as used to doing the story games. That whenever I play games, I tend not to talk. That's the problem. I just sort of like enjoy them, and when you try to do the story ones, you've got to talk as well. I don't need to win, I just need Corey to stop you winning. Isn't that the plan? Corey will just sabotage it for me. I doubt I'll win. I was playing with like 8 or 9 people online, and with like, what is it, 16 on a race, even with 9 human you get computers, and I still was coming about 10th. I ain't gonna do well. Hello Lady Sarah, how are you doing? With your Squirtle there. I don't know if you've ever seen my follow alert, but I should really show you. Because I had set this up before I'd met you, but I can do a fake one as such. Where is it? Because this is my follow alert, and I've had that from like the day I got set this up, because we wanted to be part of the Squirtle squad. That was going to be like my little thing. I was going to get pictures for everything, but in the rest it was just little 3D anime ones, but I wanted to keep the Squirtle squad one. I thought it would make you laugh, because you were like, you got a Squirtle too. I don't even know the difference between the CCs in Mario Kart. That's how bad I am at Mario Kart. But the point is, it's a party game that you can have fun with, and you can bring lots of people into play. And if it is 24 drivers, perfect. You can have 23 people from a stream join in, and there won't be like, oh, there's only 8 spaces, I can't get in, if it gets bigger. And so that's my theory with getting it and trying to do it online. But I'll still host some 8, and I'm sure you can join in. I will try to bring a couple of different communities together on that one if they want to play. It's not like the most difficult game to put together, is it? It's just Mario Kart. It's just driving round in circles and throwing blue shells at probably you boys from Belgium. So I think everyone will be doing that. Okay, I don't even know who Red Yoshi is. I don't even know half the new characters in the latest Mario Party Jamboree are. I'd like to do Mario Jamboree on stream, but it is only 4 players, and it's a bit frustrating that it's only 4 players. Yes, I do know Yoshi. He's the little green dinosaur. Vickerville is big on the gamble. I think Boy from Belgium should swap twice. Now, if I'm honest, take the ghost and when we get to the last one, Dragon, make sure you click no as quick as you can. And if the computer tries to get rid of Vickerville, Boy from Belgium will probably swap. If it doesn't, we might leave this bug. That'll be the best way to put it. But we can only see what the computer wants once the host has clicked no. That's, yeah. Because my choice of driver is always Waluigi. I've always used Waluigi, and I probably won't change. I even use him in Mario Party. The other thing that might be quite interesting to see is when you play online, can you be the same characters? Like, if I pick Waluigi, will someone else be able to? I can't remember that. He's not in Smash, fair enough. I've never played Smash after the N64 era. Sadly. I'm not very good at fighting games, I'll be honest. I get a little bit tired of the repetitiveness of them, so I don't tend to play them anymore. Back in the day, a lot of them, like I used to like Tekken Tag a lot, when that first came out, because I actually got the PS2 on release day when I was younger. Yeah, I got PS2 on release day with Tekken Tag, and I blitzed through it, and I enjoyed playing the bowling rather than the fighting, which was fun. But Boy from Belgium, you're probably going to take this, aren't you? Because it's better than your Persian for the final. So that's another one. It's mainly the last one we want to make sure the computer doesn't want to ditch the Vicar Volt. We could even just go for something we're strong against next rather than even trying to change. If we're honest. Like, depends what the bug is. I didn't really get a chance to see. No, we don't. Well, it doesn't have a ghost move, so we probably would swap it out. Actually, at least you got some health for the next battle if you have it. That's going to be helpful. What do we have? We have Maractus, Indeedee, and we could go Indeedee. Or do you want Charger Bug? Choice is yours. Charger Bug. Everyone loves Charger Bug, right? Then we've got Charger Bug and Vicar Volt. He's like, I don't want another shiny Charger Bug. I've got one already this month. I'm tired of my repeats. But you've got to catch it because you might need to take it. I know it doesn't have a bug move, but the Eerie Impulse is going to be important. That's the main reason we want it. Can I do more? Just do that then. That's pretty much the only reason we want it, isn't it? To use the Eerie Impulse to boost all our special attacks. I know I'm physical, but it will help with the Vicar Volt and the Rabombi. I know it's not a difficult fight either, so we're going to be fine. Let's see how we go. Let's poison the bug. Nope, okay. Beating up its little brother Vicar Volt. What a bully. You somehow did the least damage, I think, there. And String Shot, okay. Well, we win some, we lose some. Let's keep going and see what's next. Because whatever happens, you might as well take this because it's better than what you've got. So you're on the Alolan series. I actually stopped watching the Alolan series. I did about 30 odd episodes and I just got a little bit tired of the series. I didn't like how many characters there were, if I'm honest. I decided to skip most of it because I didn't also like the animation style that much. So I went to watch Journeys instead. Because I want to say about 18 months ago I started watching Diamond and Pearl. Because it's all on like the BBC over here. So I watched the whole of Diamond and Pearl, the whole of Black and White, and the whole of X and Y. So I did all of that. So back in the ad territory, we'll finish the story then. Then I might have finished the first series, I don't know. And more ads, everybody's got ads. Oh dear. We'll take the time catching this then. But we did get our shiny Cresselia, so I'm happy that I got another legendary shiny. It's crazy to think that I've only had 10 shinies this month. And 4 of them, or 10 shinies in this challenge and 4 have been legendaries. Oh, so Boyfriend Bertram's got to take this. It's got to take it. We don't want the Vicavolt to go. We need Vicavolt. Yeah, so I liked Kalos a lot. I think that was my favourite of the series. Diamond and Pearl was fun for the most part. I didn't watch the movies between each one. I liked most of Black and White, but I got a bit annoyed how young they made Ash again. Because he was back to being a silly little kid rather than being like someone who just missed out beating a champion. Yeah, you can all attack. I'll do this for now. Yeah, Kalos felt like he was more mature and did a lot more mature themes, I think. There was, and then you add in the Greninja storyline, actually did feel a lot more like he connected to one of his team members rather than just keeping like the boring starting. And that, with Black and White, that was the thing that frustrated me, is they did the whole stuff afterwards. So like the whole like last about 20 episodes were just like, here's who we've met over the years, and it was a bit of an anti-climax for that championship run because he just got battered. He could absolutely. Was it that one, or was it Diamond and Pearl where he got battered by the Darkrai? Absolutely destroyed. Which I didn't really enjoy that much. But then when it came to Alola, they made him really young and naive and stupid, and that's what I didn't really like. And with Alola, and then Journeys, he's much mature again, and I like that. Fair enough. I don't really know when everything was aired, but it just didn't feel very entertaining, shall we say, as a Kasuma. But Journeys is quite fun because it's jumping around everywhere. He's mature. There's pretty much only two of them doing everything. Yeah, Sinnoh does do a good job. Let's just see if we got another shiny first, and then we'll carry on the anime talk. Doublade, Chargebag, no to yourself. It was a perfect run as well. And that's the thing, like, Sinnoh made him look really good and strong and developed him a lot. And then Black and White made him young and stupid again. And then Kalos made him big and strong and smart and intelligent again. And Alola made him dumb, and then Journeys happened. And he's back to being smart and mature. He's almost like guiding Go. Do I? I'm going to get rid of the Dialga for now, then. And I'll just host the Elf ones. Because I said I want to do Elf probably offline as well, so. But I haven't even finished season 1 of Journeys yet, so it is up for another Elf. Yeah, and that's what it was really good, because you saw how he was constantly developing as the series went on, because every battle with them he got wiped easy and never really got a punch in. But as the show went on, he got better and better, and then he just got annihilated. But that's why when he went to do Black and White, it was like, why have you made him look so weak now, like, and stupid? I know that era of Pokemon was very strange, because like even the games were like, here's a reset button. We're not going to do anything that you've seen before. The games you have own when you first switch the game on yourself, you have to use only new Pokemon, don't you? So, yeah, that makes sense to just keep the run going to see how long it is until he becomes champ. That was good because once he became champ, what's he gonna do? Do I really have to take the Charger Bug? Well, at least we got a Frostlass. Yeah, I'm not. What I mean is, he overcame so much to get there, and then suddenly it was a Darkrai that just completely took him out because he wasn't ever prepared for something like that. That's more what I mean, not that he wasn't good enough to do it. It's something he could never prepare for. And we really have a horrible run here, don't we? I'm probably just going to go this way because it's slightly easier than Toxicity. It could work. We've got very little to pick from here. But as I said, what I meant was that he lost to someone who had things he could never prepare to fight. Like, how is he meant to know how to fight a mythical Pokemon? He didn't stand a chance. Does this only do... I might as well just go into this, I don't know. You're all special. No, we want to get this up first. Yeah, and that's what I mean. It showed that he was probably the best trainer to fight non-legendaries. But he never got a chance to fight only non-legendaries. And you can't prepare for somebody to have the legendaries packed up. Yeah, and he had to think of strategies, and he did test them more than he was prepared, that the other guy was prepared for. But what I meant was, that was really nice storytelling. It's preparing him. It's like, I've got to get tougher, I've got to fight legendaries. And then you walk into whatever the area for Black and White is, and he's sort of like, oh my god, a Pokemon! You've never seen one before, what do I do? And it was sort of a bit, it felt like a backward step, if I'm honest. And they did the same when he went to Alola. Kalos built him up to be a smart trainer with mature themes, and then he's a kid on the beach, and it's what is this? And then there's a few more mature themes in that series, but for the most part, it's not that much. But when you come into Journeys, he's just sort of, he's almost getting to a stage where they've revamped what the Champions Tour is as well, so it's not just wandering around Gala or Galar. I think they've all said that along the way about him, to be honest. What is there? Maybe we could pick up the Comfey. Raichu will be easier to beat, I guess. It's a terrible selection we've got to pick from here, if we're honest. Not gonna lie. Because they all say that Ash is a genius because he isn't thinking like normal people. He's always thinking of, like, he uses the terrain a lot more than a lot of other trainers would, and uses other Pokemon's strengths that are strong against his to become the weaknesses, and that was always fun to see. And so that was good, and they've all sort of liked that part of his story. Like, it's always interesting to see how people feel about the different companions he has, because they made a lot of work with Brock and Misty in season 1, so much so that I once had a dog called Misty. And then when you came to like Johto, I think Misty didn't go, did she? I don't really know the Johto storyline too much. And then like when he went to the 3rd region, he got a new group of friends, but then in 4, so they brought Brock back. And so on and so forth. Like, of the companions, I definitely think Kalos is the best group. I didn't really like Iris too much. She annoyed me a bit more than she probably should have. I don't like any of the ones in Alola. And that's because there was too many. I think if you had had just 2 of them, I would have been alright, but there's just so many. But elsewhere, I didn't mind Dawn. I think Dawn worked well because they were putting a lot of work into the fashiony moves and stuff like that. Yeah, there's so much that Ash did that was written to be different, like, and we as trainers in battles have thought outside the boxes as well, which has been nice to see. Like, we always find things you wouldn't expect to be helpful work really well. But otherwise, yeah, because Dawn and Serena in Kalos, not doing like the fashion show beauty things away from the gym battles to get ribbons or keys, that was actually quite interesting to watch because it presented a different way to play Pokemon, and they were pushing the contests in Gen 3 a lot. So it's just like another layer of it. What, for the beauty contest ones, or... They do drag them out a lot, yeah, I'll agree to that. Like, I think it's kind of part of the process of producing X amount of shows, though. I'm picking the Comfy because at least it can do some support work. And we can get some items. That's the problem with animes, though, that most of the Pokemon ones are, what, 48-ish episodes, then a movie, and that's 3 seasons per region, 3 movies, so you're at, what, 120 plus. Oh, for Alola, yeah, that dragged like mad. I just couldn't stand it. I didn't really understand anything that happened apart from him screaming a lot. I think I saw him beat maybe 1 or 2 trials, but I didn't understand how they presented the trials either. So as I said, I just skipped the whole series. I couldn't be bothered. Didn't see the point. At the end of the day, wasn't enjoying it, and I knew Journeys has some resolution to the stories, so that's why I went straight for Journeys. I also preferred it on Netflix than on the iPlayer. The iPlayer is a bit annoying to operate, if I'm honest. Yeah, once they got on their journey, it was good. That was a lot of fun. I did like that. We might as well just spark. I'll point out I won't be Dynamaxing in the final, but I may Dynamax if we get around so that the Frostlass can Dynamax in the final. Fair enough. I will say that I haven't really ever played enough Ultra Sun or the Moon games or whatever the term is. It's Gen 7 I've barely touched. I want to, but I want to be able to sit and enjoy them, and I don't like handheld games as much as other people. I like to be able to play it on a bigger screen, So that's why I was kind of hoping the 3DS might be on the Switch too, if I'm honest. But that's why I haven't done much on it. Like, I did do a lot of Kalos runs, but I will say the one thing I wish Pokemon would add in the next game would be multiple save files on the game. That's what I want. Tobias had a Bomber Snow, Apollyon, Mismagius, Magmortar. Okay, well, I think it's because like the Misty Surge is up, maybe. What you're telling me, Tobias turned up to the final without a fully evolved Pokemon? I thought we hated Ash for that, turning up with an Ursaring. He should have gone in his time machine and got an Ursaluna. That's what we're saying. Yeah, as we sort of go, like, a load of, when it comes to the handheld ones, like, I wish you could have multiple save files. Okay, the other chap turned up without a fully evolved Pokemon. We know Tobias was determined to try and beat Cynthia, so that would make sense why he had Darkrai, wouldn't it? We don't... I can't remember if he ever reappears before Journeys again. Just another question all the way up there, but I'm not sure. But I was mainly watching him while I was doing these crazy Nuzlocke things I was doing. I guess we can either let computer or drag. It's up to you really. It's not going to make too much difference. It might not be terrible to take if you want it, but I would keep Frostlass though. I would probably disagree. The main reason why I would is more to do with don't have super effective moves. I guess we'll just take this, and if it hits me I can survive. The point of the series is he always gets one step closer, I think. And if he lost in the final, Ash in his mind would see that still as a victory. And then the next one, if he didn't get to the final in black and white, because Ash always just assumed that he should be in the final. That's how he was always presented. The fact that he doesn't make the final is very important for his learning curve throughout each series. So I think that's kind of what I'm thinking is better for him. But that's just how I'm looking at the long-term story. If he lost in the final every time, you kind of would get used to him losing in the final. That's what I mean. But we could... that's why it's nice though, because you can constantly just think of different ways to read the series, because there's going to be some things people agree, some things people don't. Of course I got a crit. On me. But that's kind of... as I say, I never watched any of the movies, because there's two things I swear that I would like Pokemon to fix. As I say, one is multiple save files on a game cartridge, which should be on there by now. And the other one is stop locking mythicals to movies. Yeah, I don't mind a bit of both, but they always seem to put I don't mind the movies, to be honest. Let's put it that way. I don't mind that they're there because they kind of carry on the story between, but then they don't really talk about them again. I think it can be a bit harder to put the movie on and understand where all the Pokemon he's got have come from. But BBC has nearly all of the movies from Gen 4 onwards. The only ones that they don't have on BBC, I believe, is Gen 1, 2 and 3. And I think Gen 1 is on Netflix, but Gen 2 and 3 are nowhere to be found without having to pay for each episode. And I get that for back in the day when they were first out, it makes a lot of sense. But now there's so much to get free stuff. Like, people will just hack it if they can't get it. So why not do what they've done with, like, we saw a lovely addition in Sword and Shield with Keldeo. The Scarlet and Violet one is a lovely addition too. GG and good luck on the shiny. But I think we need to put more in the games that are coming out. Like, you could get a lot in Legends Arceus. But then I don't think they should have locked the Darkrai and Shaman passes, if I'm honest. On BDSP, they should have just been, if you've got the game and you've got the internet, you should be able to use them. They should be an infinite mystery gift, a bit like Petrarant in, what's it called? Scarlet and Violet. But let's check these shinies quickly. No. No. No on the SL. Are you, boyfriend version, are you going to carry on playing and watch the direct, or are you going to just watch the direct? Just out of interest. Because I will set up another Azelf one if no one wants to join. I'll do it on my own. Fair enough. Then might be just be me and you, Dragon. Good luck with the Mesprit runs. We can still do 2-player as elf, that's not a problem. Hopefully we can make it, then we can talk about the direct. I may watch it afterwards. I would put it on stream, but I'm not somebody who's very good at reacting to stuff. So that's why I don't really do them. Because I actually ended up buying most of like the movies, like cheap. I used like Music Magpie, and they were like £4 for £2 for £3 or something silly, or £4 for £4 or something stupid like that. So I just sort of stockpiled a few of them. You don't really get much of a choice there, do you? Please take Duran computer. Duran. Stupid computer. I blame the computer for everything that's going to go wrong here. Now we want to avoid the fighting side just because we're both weak to fighting. I believe Jolteon will probably have Shadow Ball, so we might as well just go for Jolteon. What is that normal? Oh, that's just a Persian, isn't it? Yeah, I'll go for Jolteon. Okay. Not sure why we want to face the girder, because we're both very weak to this thing. I think I thought all Jolteon and Flareon both had Shadow Ball, but I might be wrong. I know Flareon 100% has Shadow Ball. What are we? just going to have to do this. It's the strongest move I've got. Keep my dark moves for the final. I think I was the only one that got to pick out of us two something good. If you had, like I said, that it would be nice if you could pick your order. So if you could have been player 4, for example, you could have had let the computer take 2 bad ones and you pick the good one at the end. Well, welcome in, Moorland. How are you today? We did get a shiny Cresselia. Maybe it didn't register mine, but I don't know. We are currently doing Azelf, if you do want to join after this one. Boy from Belgium has just run off to watch the Mario Kart Direct, which I believe starts in about 5 minutes. We've had a horrible list of Pokemon for this Azelf run, so I think we'll be lucky to get there. But we've only got 2 of us at the moment, so there is a couple of spots if you are up for joining in. And then we got the 3-player one. I don't know if you've got Azelf or not, or it's one you don't want to go for. It was quite funny that we got the Cresselia on the second run of today, because every time we tried to set it up there was a connection issue. And then eventually we got it. But our blue little ducky is nice. What does Tier 4 look drop? It's attack, okay. Both attacks. Interesting. Problem is, as we say, we've got a pretty horrible team. And we're very weak to the fighting type. And for some reason the computer decided to sabotage us. And we can't do anything to it. You got Pro. I'm not sure what that is. Well, Proc, maybe. No. I'm not sure. Get lost in that one. But I don't know if you did see about my idea for my little shiny community challenge for May, trying to catch all the shiny bug type Pokemon. And so I'm trying to open that up for everyone to have a go in. That might have been why it was a problem. Could this have guts? And when it was paralysed it hit harder as well. That might have been a problem for us. But I don't know. That's going to knock out the toxicity for sure. Did it survive? Really? No, maybe. No? No. Wow, it survived. But we're nearly all dead, is the problem. We should be heading into ads now, so... Well, we beat it. At what cost? That is the question. At what cost? Because this looks like a horrible position we're in. And so far, I'm the only person with a dark move. I don't even think I didn't really look too far ahead, I don't think. I think I looked at Jolteon being helpful. And that was about it. What didn't really notice this side. The computer can take it if it wants it. Quagsire. At least it's got coaching, I guess. That's something. Something slightly better than what we've currently got. But I don't know. What do we have? That... What is that normal? That is bear. There's nothing good on this run. This is going to be weaker and we might get an item. Got a poison move on Patricia's Toxtricity. Could help, I guess. Well, that's going to be my best option. But, yeah. We need some good recovery. If we can get through this one, we'll be alright, because then... no worries. I will probably just be seeing out the next hour today. And then I want to go and watch this direct afterwards. So that, the only reason I'm not watching it live is because it eats into the time I normally do these, and I'm not prepared to do the stream reaction because I'm not a reaction type person. Well, that's me dead. That's 2 lives down. But I guess it's slightly better that I got hit. And then the computer. Why does Cresselia fit much nicer than the Guzzlord in those pictures? That's my question. I'm not tired, I promise. Yeah, so we'll probably run 2 more, maybe 3. Depends how fast they go. Like, this one might be over very quickly. Because we've lost 2 lives. We've got 2 things weak to psychics. We are not getting the rub of the dice on this one. Bet this happens, doesn't it? Like, this is actually a perfect example of why you like playing with other people, because there was a Durant which probably could have been the saviour for the whole run, if we're honest. Who's getting hit? If it's Toxic Burp, that's another death. Even though it resists, it's still gonna die. 1 life left. Yeah. This doesn't look promising, does it? It's worse when you don't even get to the legendary turn, actually. More than anything else. And like, one of them just wants to weaken its attack, the other one wants to boost ours, but nobody can attack because I'm dead, and Pteranodon doesn't hit very hard at the moment. It's a shame. Now, can I have a go? I'm only going to use Facade because I don't want to weaken my defense with close combat, and my dark move does nothing. And they've kind of got to save some of them. If we make it to the final, because that's going to be pretty much me doing all the damage at the moment. If this does have a grass move, it would be lovely if... not grass, a bug move. It would be lovely if someone could take it. But I don't know if it does. Depletion? That what a big hit. That's what we need more of. Moves like that. Thanks, Girder. Let's go. Can we just get past this one, maybe? Maybe one more. And we're going to have to let the computer take this and hope it's there's a girder that takes it more than anything. No, never mind. We lost before we even did the second battle. So we'll try this again then. Did we get shiny with our one Pokemon? No. We'll try this again. What does she say? Bit of a letdown. I love it when she says that after you can't beat like the second Pokemon. Let's try this again then. See if we can get a bit further this time. It is up, ready for you to join if you want. I think a lot of people are going to be watching the direct today, so I'm not expecting the busiest of streams today. It's always an awkward time in the UK when it's at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It eats into a lot of time, shall we say. But that's just part of it, part of the process. As we said, like the last couple of days we've been so busy. It's been hard to keep up for what we're doing. If we were just doing shiny hunting, we would be fine. But because we were doing and people joining DAs, it was a bit more challenging. Right, so I am going to go for this so I can heal a bit. Of course we get nothing. It's overly helpful. First impression's probably the best move we've got on the team. There's Ice, Dark. Cragnole will be fine actually, because we got 2 fighting types. What's that? That's a Sneasel. Ditto would be funky. I think we're just going to have to go left. Smash this thing pretty easily with... I'm going to let you Dynamax into your move. Can't do too much against it myself. And I'll just start doing healing duties. Don't take this though, because you can take the Dark type Pokemon next round. But if you've got a fighting move, you'll be good against the Dark type Pokemon. Right. Let's bring you further forward to hit harder. See, that's what we needed. That's the good thing with this Pokemon after you've been broken. When you're facing slow, well, fast-ish, but not as fast as me. Now I wouldn't Dynamax now, because you can Drain Punch is going to be better for you for healing, isn't it? Even if we're not quite going to beat it, at least you're going to get a massive amount of health back. So don't bother. I can do the same as what we've just done. I'll do an after you, bring you forward, you get the big punch. You should be still faster. If you use Max Knuckle, you're only going to hurt it, you're not going to heal yourself. So and then I can start doing floral healing, depending on what the Phalanx decides to do. Thunderbite Identity, of course it's missed. Blizzard, who's it going to hit? Everybody but you, which isn't too bad. Right, what's Broke Ray? That's it, done. Nice. As I say, I would keep this for the Dark type and then swap on the Dark type. Because, well, it is Lipard, I believe. So yeah, we'll be fine with a Lipard, I think. But we'll see. It could go wrong. Sneasel's easier to beat, but it is very frail. I don't particularly like using Sneasel even on Zygarde runs, if I'm honest, because its ice move is not much help. That's the main reason why I don't like it. It's one of those few Pokemon that has all the type advantages you want, but it gets hit, it'll die in one shot. Unless you get lucky with an Eviolite, which we're not always going to be that lucky with. The reality is I'm going to stick... what's this? Defense... I didn't have a choice there, really. Now, part of me... it still shouldn't be difficult. I think as Elf is sometimes easier than some of the Pokemon getting to as Elf. We've got the type advantage here with 3 of us. No, actually 4 of us. We've got a Dedenne, haven't we? So I'm actually going to start healing people. I'll heal other people first. You're going to swap here, so I'm going to go for the Phalanx. And you've got Drain Punch, so you'll do the damage yourself. Get some health back. Phalanx can't. Yeah, I would just swap into this one for now. Yeah, we want the Dark type in the final. Liepard is still good. It's better than what you've got anyway, because at the moment all you're going to have is coaching probably for the final, which isn't much help really. I think most of us are going to be special attackers. Like, I wouldn't mind the Phalanx sticking around because it does have first impression. Our first impression is going to hit very hard too. But I'm going to just try and keep the Phalanx around as much as I can. Or let's give it some more health. Somebody's going to get hit. Hopefully it goes for you, but not enough to knock you out. So at least you'll be... Well, that's even better. That's perfect. But you might not hit this time. But we'll be fine there. Dedenne's there. Lovely. I actually got this shiny in March in my shiny hunting every dark type Pokemon challenge I set myself. This was the only dark type I got in Sword and Shield. I spent ages hunting random encounters, doing DAs with mainly boy from Belgium, Yveltal and Guzzlord ones, nothing, but we got one dark type. In the month we also got a Gerda and what was the other thing? We got a Latios, but not on this save, so that's why I don't mind. Now, I think we just stick with the dragon, to be honest. If I'm honest. Why not? We should be okay against this. Yeah, it's a nice shiny as well. I don't want to touch the fighting, but there's going to be a gamble at the end as well, so you'll be fine to stick with what you've got. I think you had Play Rough, didn't you? Or not on the Liepard. I know Liepard or Persian has Play Rough, but I can't remember which way round it is. I'm going to Dynamax here, so hopefully we can finish it in 3, and then you can get the Dynamax in the final for the Darkness move. That will work out quite nicely for us, really. So we'll stick with that idea, we think. But we'll see, it could go wrong. That's what I thought you had to Play Rough. Yeah, so if I can do a big damage here, then you can hit the Play Rough, hopefully. Phalanx could go for a fighting move, which will be strong, and maybe Dedenne attacks. We could be alright to do it in like 2 turns, but it was more just to get you the Dynamax in the final as well. Because if I skipped it and it went to you, we would be, what, 3 turns before a Dynamax, which isn't too helpful. That's sometimes what I'm always thinking of, the next battle than the current one. That's sometimes why I will Dynamax when it looks a bit pointless, just to save it for the final. It's different when you're playing offline, because it's only you that can do it. But when you're playing with other people, you've got to think where the next step is. That's why my dream scenario would be to have player 1 in spot 1 and player 2 actually in spot 3, not spot 2. So if there is a gap, there's only one gap between you for the Dynamax. So I think I would like it so you could pick where you go into the squad. That makes sense. But we'll let the computer take this. Hopefully to Dedenne, if we can. I hope nobody wants it, of course. Okay. It's still not worth taking for you anyway, but I was hoping one of the computer would. Who's going to gamble? Is it Dedenne or is it Phalanx? What should be Phalanx? Oh, Dedenne. Nice. Grimmsnarl, nice. We got a good roll on that one. Yeah, so as long as you can Dynamax, we'll be good here. Like, we'll chip away. I may start doing healing to start with because I can't hurt it too much. If I can heal the Phalanx, that'll be quite helpful. Floral healing. I would like to. I can't do it on myself, which is a bit annoying. You know what? I'm not going to do it first turn. I'm going to after you on Lipard, so that you should go first. And then whatever debuffs you get off might help the other 2 get a big hit on, and then I'll start healing. Because I think it'll go something like Dazzling Gleam first. So I'd rather get you to have a big hit on it first before it does something to us. That's always going to go first, so that's not a problem. That was pretty much the only reason we wanted the Phalanx to stick around for that one shot. Yep, I will. Like, the only person that's got remote damage is the Phalanx, and after that move it's pretty useless, to be honest. I can't heal myself, which is the other thing that's annoying. But the thing that was key was I am not actually faster than it. So I am going to Energy Ball to weaken its special defense, or try to weaken its special defense. That's actually pretty good from... no? Okay. I thought it swapped it to make it... Well, I was always going to die if I got hit, let's be honest. It's not the end of the world. You get a big boost. Nice. I thought Grimmsnarl swapped them round because it already boosted its special attack. Or was that a physical attack move? But what have we got? We got Phalanx to hit again. Hopefully it'll be one of the other 2 that gets targeted. Of course it went for the most helpful move on the table. That's fine. That's its spread move. As long as one of... Right, as long as you get the hit, I think we win. So, speed boost? Nope. Okay, waste 1 turn on that. That's interesting. And that should finish it off. And a GG. Good luck with the shiny. Let's see whether we can get 2 legendary shinies in one stream. And show that we are too powerful at these. To put that into context, that Cresselia was only the 17th DA we did on that, so we are well under odds on most of the ones we're hunting. Or most of the ones we've got. That's a big Cryogonal. Not shiny. Like, no. No to yourself. The thing I am going to do is I'm going to take the Cryogonal. Because then I don't have to worry about catching one for the Reggie if I want to do the Reggie storyline. We'll save the path and we can run it back one more time. We'll see how well the run goes, to whether this is the last one or the next one is the last one. Let's go. Yeah, it's not... When I first saw it, because I got that one on stream and I wasn't 100% sure myself whether it was or wasn't shiny, because it's more of like a black and yellow rather than purple yellow, I'm guessing. But it is up if you want to join another Azelf. If I do 11 today, I will hit 250 DAs for the month. Which is a bit crazy to think. Pretty sure it's just us two, so I don't need to wait around. As we said, it's a bit of a quieter day today. Like, what have we got here? We got this then. We got something. Well, I would go probably Doublade, because you can hurt a dark type. There's a Comfey again. At least we got stuff that's going to be good against dark types. And bugs. Okay, no worries. Let's see. We have... That is... Yeah. Ooh. Just the water type. What is that? Can't quite figure out what that is. But we'll take the big bug. Yeah, left, right, left. We might not even need to go for the Drapion, to be honest. I was just trying to figure out what that water was, to be honest. I just couldn't figure it out. Just got to remember, I want to keep some of the bug moves. Got to save some. Right, I'm not going to Dynamax. I'm going to let you Dynamax if we haven't beaten it, because you've got a flying move. That would make sense. I don't think Poliwell's in it, so it's probably Poliwrath. One good thing is Boldor has Sturdy. I would probably take this if I were you, because the other two are both pretty helpful against the dark types. And you have a weakness to the dark types. This will be very helpful against the dark types, the big bug. And funnily enough, it is one of my shinies for the series. Now you do have a Sacred Sword. We'll have to double check the bug moves on it. Actually, we'll see whether the computer wants it. If the computer doesn't want it, you should take it. That's probably the best way to put it. Because this will be quite helpful in the final, because I think it's got Lunge. I think it's Lunge it's got, which usually weakens something. Yes, it will, but so will the bug move. And ideally the computer will swap twice as well. That's why we kind of want the computer to swap as well. It's one of those where we're kind of... The dream scenario is all three if you can swap. But if the computer is not interested in this, I would take this over the sword. Because they've both got body press. One of them's got sturdy as well, which is massive. The Boldor's got the sturdy. So that's where my plan would be to go with this. Because I've got bug bite, so I'm okay in the final. But you don't have anything. You don't have a ghost move either. That's the other thing. As we said, I'll skip through as fast as I can. If the computer doesn't want it, then I would say you should take it. If one of them wants it, let them take it. Because it has, yeah, lunge. It's a pretty important move. Do they want it? Okay, let them take it then. And you can take the first dart. Actually, we'll do the same. Actually, shall we go Crustle? Trying to figure out what the dart type is. It's Obstagoon. It's Obstagoon. That's going to be easy to beat. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. I'm not going to deal with getting through a Crustle. Takes ages to beat one of them. We could do the same as what we've just done. See what the computer wants to do. Oh, it's the line. It's still easier to beat. Because the last one is a Drapion. Which is not the smoothest battle. But between you two... well, I've got a bug move. They've got bug moves. You've both got a fighting move. This should be a one-rounder. If the computer does the right moves. Of course it didn't do the right moves. But the other side of it is both of you and the Copperaja are immune to the poisons. Shouldn't be too difficult. I'm just thinking of the immunities. So I'll do the same thing. I will skip. If the bug wants this, take it. If the Copperaja wants it, leave it. To let the Copperaja take it. That'll be the best bet, I think. Ooh, is it going to hit me? That's not bad. Like, no, it's you. That's where I get worried with the swords. Did it knock you out? Yes. Damn. If both want it, you'll just have to take it now. That's the thing, like, at least we can get a few going. Hello Evie, welcome in. It is going well. We got a shiny Cresselia today. How are things for you? We are doing as elf at the moment. Try and get another one for today. But I believe I'm the only one that got a shiny in this run. Boy from Belgium's gone and got nothing, so for once, of course. We are probably going to do one more if you're interested in joining in. Let's see, does Copper Rush? Yeah, I would take it now then. We want to keep the Araquanid for the final. Yeah, there's only two of us on this run, so we're trying to make sure the computer doesn't throw. That's pretty much our aim for this. No worries, as we say, we're always welcome to let more people come and join DAs in the future. We've been going for these for the whole of April, so going a little bit stir crazy on them. Well, welcome in, Pika Boy. How are you? I was just saying we got a shiny Cresselia earlier today, and we're on as elf now. We're going to do one more as elf before we finish today. So if you do want to join, you're more than welcome. Well, I'm good. I got my shiny. I stole one of Boy from Belgium shinies. Can't let him get them all, can we? It's not fair on the rest of us. But we are getting close to my 250th DA this month. So, oh, he's back. That was a quick direct. Anything worth watching? Or is it just going to be the same old? But we haven't managed to find our shiny self yet. So I'm going to do one more as elf after this, and that will be it for today. So if Pika Boy or Boy from Belgium want to join back in, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, it'll be another 2-player run. Fair enough. It's amazing that they didn't put out a full 2-hour treehouse of them playing Mario Kart when they could have just told us all that information instead of another fancy direct. My key question to you is there DLC and is it expensive? No worries, Pika Boy. That's my biggest question to you. Yeah, the problem with it is the price is going to be very difficult to say because of certain orange people who may live in the White House. Won't mention names, but we kind of know who they are. Because I actually was doing a little bit of research, and there's like a Japanese only Switch 2 coming out that is only Japanese language console. That is like 350 or something lower, but it can only play Japanese games. So, yeah, but what my point with that is, so people were moaning about the prices of the console, etc. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, but at the end of the day, it's still, because it's being exported out of Japan rather than being built in the other countries, that's why it's more expensive. To stop it getting completely like region locked like we used to. Just use body slam, you stupid elephant. You already like max defense. Stupid elephant. I don't think I'm enjoying the NPCs on this run. But we've got quite a good squad for this one. We actually had an awful run earlier when you left. We found nothing on it and we got wiped by the second Pokemon. I don't even know. I think Arthur's just getting banned. Gonna kick him out. The only thing that's remotely good about this is it could go round to me again for the Dynamax in the final. Good boy from Belgium, do you want to join the final as elf run? Yes, okay. See, now all of that work it's done means nothing, so it's going to do more iron defences. Because why not? Oh dear, if I see a Copperage in one of the other games, I'm going to go and just kick it off a cliff, I think. Yeah. Stupid elephants. Stupid elephants. It does. I didn't mind if it did like 2, but it's done about 6 in this battle. It didn't do 1 body press. The bug saved the day at last. The only thing that's remotely good about this is it might actually be my Dynamax in the final. So I can go straight for the bug move. If the computer doesn't take this, take it, okay? Because it's better than what you've got. Take it, yeah. You can just use X Scissor or Lash Out, it doesn't matter. Why sword? What's wrong with shield? It is a giant shield. Breaks down the buildings and history. Let's see if we can get this little lake spirit. Let's see how well this run goes. Yes, perfect. At least it was into my side of things. Let's go and do this. What does it lower? Special attack. Even better. I've seen lots of people do the monotype run. I was tempted to actually try that. That was one of my potentials for April challenge. But I felt like doing these because we had a lot of fun at the end of the dark type hunts. Problem is I don't have the patience to do too many Nuzlockes nowadays. I did so many. They are fun. I will say they are fun. Like, there's something I want to do more of. I was gonna like do a different version and do a special sort of what I called a type lock in Scarlet and Violet, so I could only use all 18 types in one battle, and I'd roll the dice or spin a wheel for each gym / titan / star boss, and that would be what type I had to use in that battle. But the problem was ice type is very difficult to fit into that because of you not really being able to get any at a low level. Otherwise it works just about, but it could make for some really funky team building. And also the idea is it would still be a Nuzlocke, so I would still be restricted to how much I could catch, so I would have to start learning to catch coverage instead of just something good for the next gym. So that was something I looked at a bit. Lunge. Okay, we'll whittle this little spirit down back into Adland for you all. And as we said, we'll do one more and then we'll call it a day. And I probably will still go and watch the direct to see whether there's much in there that I did miss. That is stuff that I might like to know more about. Stop setting up, Azel. We don't want you to set up. If you set up, this will be harder. And if it's harder, we lose. We don't want to lose. We want it to be easy. That's why we're doing Azel, not Dialga or Giratina. Little Lake Spirit. Boom. GG, and good luck on your shiny. Let's see. swing. So welcome back from the Adlands. Let's see if we got this little lake spirit shiny. To put into context, this will be our 10th as elf, so we're well below odds. At least that's not shiny again. Lynum, Trepion, and no to as elf. No shiny for me. Okay, so we'll do one more. I will put the code up, and whoever wants to join can join. Yeah, you will go through those really dry patches. Like, if we look back at all I've done on these, in my first about 70, I didn't get a single shiny. I only got 2 shinies in the first 100 I did. As we said, this will be the last one for the day. We will probably end up going over the 3-hour mark this time, so that's pretty good. We're still just getting used to going to 3 hours. Like, eventually we'll start moving ourselves to the 4 hours. And that's pretty good odds though, isn't it? Like, you haven't got a legendary yet, you just got sort of like Jinx, Almaldo, and something else, which I've forgotten. I would rather have this. We can let him have the Iraq win it. So that was the one. You could take the Wheezing, and the computer will be whatever the computer wants to do. We'll probably look to swap you out en route, but we're not desperate to. It's great that we got both fire types here to start things off. What have we got? So we want to probably go right. Just to get the Golurk. We'll whittle this one down. I think we can do it right. I can play hill duties, don't worry. I didn't even see that. I don't know how you can know the difference between the Basculins and this before you obviously get into this bit. I only learnt the other day that they had different movesets for their stripes. I'm not Dynamaxing, don't worry. I'm quiver dancing. Make myself stronger so maybe I could survive one fire move. Pretty much going to let you Dynamax, boy from Belgium, because at least you've got a water move that's going to hurt it more than me. Fair enough. From the silhouettes you can make that out. That's crazy. What does that? Weaker defense. Okay. Who's that for? The Wheezing. Okay. I'm on Pollen Puff duty, don't worry. We'll fix Wheezing up. Just don't take this one. Actually, yeah, don't take this, whatever you do. Oh, wrong one. Because you'll be quad weak to the ground type coming up. I'm hoping you knock this out before the Pollen Puff goes off. Even though I'm the fastest one on the field. Probably now after my quiver dance. What does it do to you? Doesn't affect you. Oops. I'm hoping you finish it off before it does anything. Because we did lower its defense, didn't we? So, good. I didn't waste a turn. I saw somewhere that you could do what they call endless Dynamax adventures. Have you ever tried them? And no, I don't want to try them. I just wondered if you had tried them. I don't think I've actually unlocked it yet, to be honest, but I don't know if you had ever tried it in the past. Yeah, the idea is you just have like a 4 team that you've got to see how far you can go. There's not really much point taking this, because if it uses the ground move, I saw most people just say they were rubbish. They were a bit designed to do a bit of diorite or farming, but you don't get enough to justify doing it or something. Like something like you only get like 1 piece per area you go through or something. Something silly like that. It could, but it isn't. That's the problem. Because as we said, you can't really swap. If you could swap, it would be like Poke Rogue, really, wouldn't it? That could be helpful if nothing else is good. Physical moves. What am I swapping to? I'm keeping this, aren't I? So we'll take this. If you could swap and there was like a reward for getting so far, it probably would be worth it. Like if you beat like 10, you would get an item of some sort. But the fact is you don't get anything for doing any of it. You just have like 4 lives, I think, and you just keep going and going until you run out of PP and can't swap Pokemon or anything. It'd be like a challenge where see how far 4 people could go. But I would say, Dragon, you take this if you can, because it'd be very helpful in the final. We'll just face something that's easy to beat next, I think, between the 3 of us. You can do, because you've got Max Darkness. Doesn't make too much difference. Max Darkness might help a little bit. I think what I mean by a lot of people didn't realise how much you get of the diorite, or did they? I think because if you're competitive, the items you can get from the lady is very good, but the amount you get for going on the endless ones compared to just doing with a 4-player relatively successful run, you'll get like 8 or 10 if you get perfect. 11 if you get a shiny. You seem to get an extra bit if you get a shiny Pokemon. Didn't know that until today, because I know that the Cresselia gave me 11. Unless maybe you get 1 for taking something back. No, I don't think you do. We'll see actually if we do well on this run. But for the most part, like, as you say, it's more about the catching, like, because there are some rare things there. I forgot that. I was wondering why I wasn't getting a move option. I'm using Pedal Dance. Boy from Belgium, are you doing Mario or DAs today? Because I thought you were doing one yesterday, but I didn't see you go online in the end. But I don't know if you were still planning on going live today, or whether you had some problems connecting and all that stuff. Yeah, so Dragon should take this. What? Sorry. What time are you going live? On the hour or a bit later? Which one has the dark move? That's the question for you. So I might just stick around and move everyone over to you, that's all. There's not many people here, but you can see what works. This is just not bad if the computer rolls the dice, to be honest. If the computer rolls the dice, it's fine. No, they don't. Yes, as I said, if I just sort of linger and I can just move straight into you after we finish and move like our 3 or 4 people over, at least it's a couple of people. Dragon, you still up for more DAs? Yeah, so if I at least take you over to Boy from Belgium, and then we get like a little bit of a bonus for doing like the raidy side of things. Right, we'll beat this in 2, won't we? If we beat it in 1, I can Dynamax. If we beat it in 2, Boy from Belgium can Dynamax. We'll let the computer take this if it wants it. That's pretty much all we can do. Yeah, so there's a bit for everyone in there. I'm going to take a bit of a break between the two. But if anyone else does turn up, like I believe Morland might be here in the background, joining a bit later. Evie came to say hello. I don't know if they're still here, but everyone will come over and say hello to you as well. So. Okay, so we'll beat this now, and I believe you can Dynamax in the final and hopefully use your bug move. I should finish it off. Yeah, my plan is to do at least 2 more offline today, but that's going to actually be it for today because I want to do a tiny bit of recording for my video that I'm putting together, and after 2 more I will hit 250. And that's kind of I meant to be doing every 50, but I went too far in the last lot. So yeah, I've got to do that. And I'm going to probably do some as solo as well, so we're all going to be okay with what we've got on the table. But I prefer having all of the shinies like scrolling along the bottom, to be honest. Instead of just having them all there. If we're honest, the computer is doing something good, but it'll watch it use dive or substitute first move. Can I pollen puff myself? I doubt it. Substitute and dive. That's probably what it'll do, isn't it? Kind of know that by now. Yeah, I also want to go on some Arceus at some point. I want to help get some more shines. But as I said, I spent nearly 2 hours on Arceus last night, and I did about 8 map resets, and only on the 8th map did I get a shiny. I got 2 on that map as well. I got an Electabuzz and a Luxray. So at least the Electivire was new once I decided to evolve it. Going for the setups already. I should have gone light screen really, shouldn't I? Zubat's horrible for 100%, because it's the catching it during the day that's a pain, isn't it? The other little thing you can do for it is make sure it's day when you're out in the Cornet Highlands and just go through the Wayward Cave and get Zubats. That's the other thing you can do. It should help, especially if you're later into the game. If you're in the first area, it's horrible. Well, I died. I knew that was going to happen, to be honest. But never mind. There we go. Substitute dive, of course. Forgets it has crunch. Last thing we need it to do is now do what? Aquajet would have been nice, but... Are you going to finish it with this move? Not quite. Fair enough. I didn't know if you were just trying to perfect the dexes or stuff, or just do get to like the level 10 stuff. If you're perfecting the dexes, that's probably the quickest way to do it. Because all you have, if you're doing it just in the first area, you've kind of just got to sit in a fight for ages and wait for it to become daytime. It's a time-consuming, annoying part of it, sadly. And there we go, it did help, I guess. GG, and good luck with your shinies. And as we say, we will look to go and say hello to boys from Belgium. Yeah, the perfecting stuff takes so long. I'm at about 100, if I'm honest. Because I've just been shiny hunting recently, I forgot what I need to do on my current team, or why I have the team I've got. I think I was doing Cherubi, but I need to look at what I've got on my team, because I know I've got Weavile. I was keeping Miss Magius because the moves are just very broken. I like the moves. But let's see, let's check our shiny luck. No, two big boys, and a little fish, and a little demon. Never mind. Well, that was no shiny for me. Does we end with somebody getting another shiny? Or is it just me and my Cresselia for the day? Shall we say hello to him again? Hello, shiny Cresselia. How are you today? Very well. Well, so that is going to be it for today. Thank you for coming in, and I'm thinking of maybe doing an evening session tomorrow.